afternoon and welcome to the Welsh Venison Centre, and today at the Woodee we are going to be cooking some venison winter warmers. So I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Louise Wright and this is Sue Goring.
Hello.
Who's our wonderful Woodee chef, and today, if you can have a look, this is what we're going to be cooking. So we're going to be showing you how to cook some amazing Welsh venison steak. We've got some of their wonderful burgers here and some of the Welsh venison sausages as well. So we're also going to be making some what are these, Sue? These are...
They're some just root vegetables, winter root vegetables, and they've been cooked in a little parcel.
So they're lovely to cook within the fire pit. So we're going to do a bit on top of the grill, which we've got, and then some within the fire pit as well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take that from Sue and we're going to start doing some cooking. So today we're cooking on our 600 stainless steel fire pit. So this is the average size fire pit that we do. It's fantastic for a family of around 4 people, and we've got a stainless steel grill on here, and that's amazing to cook on. So Sue, what are we going to put on the fire pit first?
Right, well, what we've got some beautiful venison burgers, some venison sausages, and some venison steak. What I'm going to do first, because venison is so low in fat, is just brush them very lightly with a little bit of rapeseed oil, and that'll just help prevent them from sticking on the grill. So just very lightly with some oil.
So we found that's quite good. So rather than putting a lot of oil on the grill, it's really good to coat your meat, and I think a lot of people agree with that. And one, you don't overuse it, but two, it gets exactly where you need it on here.
Absolutely.
So there's wonderful sausages, and we have tried them earlier. So they are really meaty, aren't they, Sue?
They are really meaty, very little fat in them,
Yeah.
which is just great.
You can see, I don't know if you can see in the colour there, they're really rich red colour, aren't
Yeah.
they? You know, sometimes you get sausages with really high fat content. They're a little bit yellowy, but these are amazing. And again, with the burgers, and we were saying that venison is a really healthy option.
Yep.
So it's got not too much fat in it,
Absolutely
has it?
no fat whatsoever. As you see, these are completely
Yeah, look at the thickness of that. It's beautiful.
lean meat. So they're just going onto the grill.
And I don't know if you can hear that sizzling. So cooking over wood is amazing. And on here, on the fire pit, we've got oak leaves cut out all around the side. So when you're cooking with wood draws oxygen from the side. So the oak leaves cut out here will give a beautiful even burn. And that's what you want. So the flames really coming out here. It's a bit windy out here today. The rain is just holding off,
Yeah, a
but
little
it's
bit of
giving a
seasoning.
great burn.
Yeah, just putting a little bit of seasoning on the steaks there.
And really, we don't need to put anything else on there, do we?
No, not at all, because they'll all be, the meat's going to do the talking, so that's going to be all delicious. I'm just going to turn these over just a little bit now. You can see they're just starting to caramelise.
Just a little bit. Listen to that sizzling. It makes you hungry already.
So we've got the fire not too fierce,
Yeah.
and this will just enable the sausages. These are quite big, thick sausages, so they're just going to cook nicely through.
And so on the grill, we've got our grooves here, which is perfect for cooking your sausages. So just keep them on the grill themselves, and you'll just hold them on there because the grill is flat, so that you can easily get your slice under there. So it's starting to caramelise on here.
Yep, beautiful.
It smells delicious.
It does. And then we're going to just put some our winter vegetable parcels. So I've just cubed up some root vegetables, a little bit of butter, and some oil has gone in there. And I'm just going to.
So what's in there, Sue? Because it's a different colour each side. So
it is. So we've got silver paper, so silver foil on the outside, and we've got baking parchment on the inside. And this is actually a dual roll, so it's actually stuck on there.
That's handy, isn't it?
But you could just use ordinary baking parchment as an inner layer, and then your tin foil.
And is that because it stops it sticking?
It just helps to prevent it from sticking. Yeah, and it just keeps all that lovely moisture in.
Okay.
So
Lovely.
I'm just going to just wrap those up, seal them in the corners
Like a pasty.
like a pasty,
Yep.
and then just down into the side of the fire pit. And they're going to take about an hour to cook. So you obviously need to think a little bit ahead of time that you're going to have some root vegetables, and just put them in before you actually start cooking all your
And so,
other ingredients.
like we did when we first lit our fire, it's a good idea. Once you've got it going, you can put those in straight away, because of course, as Sue said, we want the fire to die down a little bit because you don't want too much flame for cooking sausages. So, you know, ours have been cooking and we'll be able to show you what they look like in a little while. So look at that, some beautiful steak coming
They
in
are
there.
lovely.
So I don't know.
See the juices just oozing out of those sausages.
Yeah. It's a pity it's not smell-o-vision, because it's amazing, isn't it? It's coming
Very,
on there.
very nice. So while we're just waiting for those to cook, I'm just going to show you a very, very simple salsa.
Ooh.
So just
A
a
little
little
bit
bit
smoke in our eyes there.
different, yes.
Come this way. It is live.
So in my bowl I have got some chopped tomatoes, some chopped
Onions.
spring onions,
Yeah.
and some red onion as well.
Okay.
And
Can you
then
see
I'm,
that? Yeah, down close. Really simple.
and then I'm just going to carry on. I'm just going to just chop a few more tomatoes. Okay, just see how easy it is.
So we're doing this today because we want you to get outside cooking. So these are things that even in cold weather, so it's quite mild today, but it's still only February, so we want you outside lighting up your fire pit so you get the benefit of it being really warm. So we're sat round here cooking and we're warm, but also cook some winter warmers. So things like, you know, get the children out, it's half term, we're going to, you know, with our sausages and hot dogs and our burgers, really simple things. You can be out in the garden or having a walk and you can get the fire going and come back and cook this. So this is a really simple thing that you can cook alongside when you're making your
It is,
hot
yeah.
dog. And get the children cooking, you know, get the grandchildren, you know, doing this. They love cooking, children really love cooking, my boys do.
And this is just great lunch. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to
You know,
Hot.
well caught.
the lime in there, and then
So what does the lime do?
the lime it actually helps to make a lovely dressing as well for the dish. But because we're going to put avocado in, I'll show you a good way of getting the skin off the avocado, but I haven't got my spoon with me.
Okay.
But just peel the skin off. Put that down there.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to
Cut it in the
just
bowl.
chop it up. Really
Oh, well, that's simple, isn't it?
simple. Yep.
You know, you can keep an eye on the fire at the same time. You know, Sue, who is amazing, you know, one hand on here and the other hand on the tongs, you know, if she needed to turn them over. So if you're on your own and you're waiting for friends to come over, this is a really easy way,
Easy
to
way
do
of doing it.
Yeah, you know, but
And
you can keep warm at the same time.
I think we just need a little bit of chilli in there as well, just to give it a little bit of a kick.
Okay.
And then I'll finish it off with some coriander
Okay.
before we serve.
Okay. And so that's given us plenty of time now. You know, look back into that fire. We're using wood here today, and there's obviously a little bit of smoke, but we always use wood from Certainly Wood, and they sponsored our wood today. They're great friends of ours. Again, a local company, and the reason that we use it is that kiln dried wood is really dry, so you don't get very much smoke. So if you're at home and you've been using wood and it's smoking, it's probably down that you've been using wet wood. So think about seasoned wood or festival kiln dried wood, and that's what we've got in here, and it gives a lovely burn. So we've been using some wood that's really called a grill and chill
Yeah.
from Certainly Wood, and it gives a really hot heat, so great for our burgers. But if you're going to do something, we've got another fire pit going, so we've used some larger logs on there as well. But just, yeah, think about the wood that you're using. So Sue, we've
Right,
got lovely
sausages, yes, we
caramelisation
have
going
there on
here.
that. I think we could just do with a tin to take
Okay.
off these little
Okay.
venison pieces of steak, because I think they're ready. Venison is lovely served rare, so you don't really want to overcook it. But the very important thing with venison is that you allow it to rest for about a good 10 minutes.
Oh, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I know it is, because we all do love to eat it.
Yeah.
Got the sausage over here.
Okay.
I'm just moving the sausages around.
So this one is a really nice thick piece.
It
so that's
is.
going to take.
A little bit longer.
Yeah.
So we're going to cover that with some foil
Okay.
and just allow those to rest.
Okay.
And the resting of the meat just allows the muscle structures just to relax, so that it just retains all the juice. So we've got
Put that
something
over.
over there, and that'll just keep that just nice and warm as well.
Okay. So we'll do that. So how long has this been cooking? About 5 or 6 minutes? Not
yeah,
long, is
not
it?
long, no, not at
No.
all. And those were sort of not too thick a steak, so really don't want to overcook them.
So you were saying that it's because when you leave it, it cooks itself, doesn't it?
It does. It'll carry
Yeah.
on cooking now. So we'll just leave it like that.
Don't be tempted to think, I want it cooked longer, for overdone. Just hold yourself back.
Yes.
A
Very
couple of minutes
difficult.
back. Yes.
And we'll just
So-
turn that sausage over. The sausages are looking delicious.
They are, and they're not splitting because we've got it on a nice sort of medium heat. So it's a really good way to cook a lovely sausage on here. And one of the burgers on there, again, that caramelisation.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
looking
is
beautiful,
lovely.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is
So
delicious.
how long do you think those sausages now, Sue? Another couple
I
of
think
minutes?
another 2 or 3 minutes. I think
Right,
we'll.
okay.
We need to make sure that the sausages are cooked through, and that's the
Okay.
important thing when you're actually cooking on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Certainly with likes of sausages, chicken, the burgers. There, you need to make sure they are cooked through.
Right, okay. And
But
so-
the venison steaks, we can serve those rare. So,
Right.
and that's fine.
Yeah, and it depends how you like it, and you might like your meat very rare, you might like it a bit more well done. So as I said, we're cooking on wood today, so obviously you can cook on charcoal as well, and so the Woodee Fire Pits are designed for both, so you might want to try that, give it a go. But when you're cooking things like a steak, there's nothing to beat, an amazing flame, which you just don't get on charcoal.
No,
do
you don't. No,
know,
not at all.
You just get it on wood. So that's what we're doing today. So what are we going to serve these sausages in? So
Right,
how
the
are we
sausages
how can we do that?
Well, I've just as a slight alternative to a hot dog roll, I've got some tortilla wraps. So we're going to
that's
wrap
good,
the sausages in those, and I've just got a little bit of rocket, and you could add some salsa to that as well if you want to. So it's just doing something slightly different with the hot dog style. The burgers, we've got some lovely local bread from Tolgarth Mill. Which was freshly baked this morning for us, and it was very hard not to sort of have a
Eat it
roll.
on the way here.
Yes, on the way because it was delicious.
Yeah.
And then the venison steaks, I'm going to slice those quite thinly and then put them into some flatbreads. Again, just getting away from that thick piece of bread, and it's just nice to eat on the hoof as well.
And you get to
Flatbread.
taste the meat more then, don't you?
You do,
It's less,
precisely.
it's less about the sort of the chunky bread and
Yep.
more about the meat as well. So while those are cooking, I just wanted to tell you why we're here. So at the Woodee, our ethos is to support local Hereford businesses. All the people that we work with in Woodee, from all the materials that we buy, so from our Hereford oak to our leather to our willow, it's all from in the county of Herefordshire. We support 10 other rural enterprises within the county, and we're really passionate about being ambassadors for everything good in the county. So coming out to other local producers and showing you what we can cook is really important. So we're at the Welsh Venison Centre today, obviously, and this is their homegrown venison that we are cooking. We're going out to Hopes of Longtown, and we should be cooking local lamb later in the spring. Then we're off to catch our own trout.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be Sue. And to show you how to cook trout. So throughout the summer and into the autumn, we will be cooking local seasonal produce, and we want you to join us and to learn how to do that on our Woodee Fire Pits. So
We're
nearly
almost
ready
getting
there
it.
now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is, if I just get some of the flatbreads, just to toast those a little bit.
Okay.
To put on there.
Lovely.
And then
And I'll tell you where you can get your own Woodee Fire Pit. So our website is www.thewoodee.com, and Woodee, as you can see on the front, is OOEE. So look us up on there. We're on all types of social media, on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us if you can and help us spread the word, please. So our fire pits range from £325 up. We do a small fire pit done in mild steel from Port Talbot up to a huge 900 stainless steel fire pit. We do them on their own or with a grill and a cooking set, and we do them with big paella pans as well, which you can turn them into a beautiful table. So we're sat here now talking to you, and later on we could put the lid on when we finished and have a glass of Prosecco, which I think that we'll both deserve. So they're really flexible and versatile to have in the garden. So here
Right.
she comes.
Yeah.
So that's
the
ooh,
salsa. We just
okay,
finished.
salsa's ready. So and then we're going to get to try some of the steak. So nearly ready now. How long have we been with that? lunch and your mouths are watering and you're thinking, where can I get hold of some venison? So we're at the Welsh Venison Centre, just to remind you, and you can come on down to the centre. It's beautiful, and you can buy some venison from the farm shop, and then you can try and cook some yourself. So that we are here now for just another 5 minutes, so that we get a chance to finish this off and to show you what you can eat.
Right.
So let's
get again.
Here we are.
Right. So I'm going to got some flatbreads there. I'm just going to pop them onto the grill just to toast a little bit and just to warm them through.
Okay. Especially on a cold day, you know, everything you want warm and chunky,
Yeah.
don't you?
So I think that sausage may be ready. I think I'm going to pass that to you just for a moment.
Yeah.
It can be my
I can be useful for a minute.
yeah. So a little bit of rocket in there. I'm going to put some salsa into this because
Ooh, that's delicious. And hopefully we're going to get a chance to eat before the rain comes in.
they said it wasn't going to rain, so I'm going to put a sausage in there.
Ooh. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. So what are you going to do? Wrap that up?
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
A little bit of mayonnaise if you
Okay.
wanted to, which I have got over there.
And that's really great for eating outside. You can give
It
that
is.
to children or
Children.
grandchildren and
And
just
they can
hold
go
and
and
eat it.
take that up.
Yeah.
Need a little skewer, so
Okay.
yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
just over
Or
there.
I could just hold it and eat it.
Oh, here we go. You could do. Oh, I have got the skewer. I've got the skewer.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Yes, you
just eat
could.
it. Yeah, we've got
I
it
have,
there.
thank you, yeah.
So this is a really nice tip. So little skewers, just to keep it all together.
All together.
And
So
obviously,
that's our sausage.
if you're giving it to the children, just take it out before they eat it.
Right, so now our flatbread.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
Again, I'm going to put some of the salsa in here.
Okay. So the recipe for the salsa that we've made, and for the we've made a lovely winter slaw, will be on our website later and on social media. So if you'd like to check that out, it'll be up later when we're finished.
Put that over there. Okay. Right, so I'm going to use one of our little pieces of venison that we.
Okay. Oh, it'd be good to see what it looks like.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Sharp knife.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's beautifully rare.
Can you see that? Get that in. It's
Oh, we're just going to just pop that into the wrap. Oh, a little bit of the rocket.
yeah, he's spoiling us now.
I know.
We are so hungry.
We've been working at this all morning, and it really is delicious.
Yeah.
And just fold those wraps over. I'm sort of.
Ooh,
I think those have worked really well.
that looks great.
And then
Sausages? What are
The
we going to do?
sausages. Oh, the burger.
Oh, right, the burger.
The burger. I need to hang up the rolls.
Okay. So we've still got these cooking. So the great thing about this is you can see that we have a hot plate on our grill. So it's usually 2/3 grill and 1/3 hot plate. So if you've got a really big flame going and you want to move it out of the flame, you can move it onto the hot plate, and so it just still keeps it warm, but you can then just move it out of the way. The other thing to say about the hot plate is if you want to put if we had a big pan and we were cooking something like chili, or even, we were out here cooking, I don't know, what we might be putting there, a nice drink, we might have some hot chocolate, is that cold, or if you're going to do something for the children. This is a 6mm stainless steel grill. It'll take my weight. So it'll take the weight of big pans, so you can put that on here. So, just pile it on. It's really useful.
So I've just got a little bit of a spoonful of our winter slaw. Now this is made with red cabbage. It's got some carrot in and some apple, a little bit of spring onion, some parsley, and just a little bit of mayonnaise. So it's not too sort of over mayonnaise. I think coleslaw can just be too mayonnaise. So it really is all about the vegetables and not the
Those
mayonnaise.
colours are amazing, aren't they?
They are beautiful, and these burgers are just enormous. So, which I think that's how they should be, and they just sit in there.
And so again, that's the those are the Telgarth Mill rolls, aren't they?
They
Which
are,
is just down the
yes.
road. Just down the road. Again, keeping it
So
local.
that's that, and then if I just scoop down there and get
Ooh.
our vegetables,
Okay, this is our blue Peter bit, one we did earlier.
and just open the packaging.
Right.
Oh, and the smell.
You see that steam coming off? Oh, look at that.
Well, the paper's a little bit charred, but I think that just adds to the whole
Can you see that?
theatre of the vegetables.
Yeah, shall I hold that roll? Just
Shall I do that?
yeah, just so that you can you see? Look in there. And those vegetables here, let me hold those up
Yeah,
for
'cause
you.
they are
They're gonna be
steaming
hot, but
warm.
Look
There we
at the
go.
steam coming off those, and
There
they're
we are.
really
Put it down there
moist.
now.
Yeah, that's it in there. Really moist, so you've got just to remind you, we put butternut squash, was
Yep.
it?
Butternut
Yep.
squash. We've got some celeriac, some swede, and some red onions in there. And I've just put a little bit of fennel seeds as well,
Okay.
and seasoned with salt and pepper.
Lovely. So now do we get to try it?
I think we could do.
Yes. Which one are you going to go for?
Well, I'll go for the sausage.
Okay, I'm going to try one of the venison steaks.
Okay.
So we're going to try this now, and we shall leave you as we're going to tuck into our lunch to enjoy yours. So here we go. Bon appetit.
Mm.